Welcome, my amazing and curious coin lovers. Get ready because today we dive deep into one of the most surprising, unbelievable, and mind blowing stories ever connected to a small piece of American currency. A tiny coin most people would ignore, lose under their car seat, toss into a jar, or spend without a second thought. But this one carries a history so rare, so dramatic, and so full of mysterious details and minting surprises that its value has risen far beyond imagination, reaching an extraordinary market worth of $114 million, all tied to the Liberty One dime from 1999 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, a coin that proves once again that treasure does not always shine like gold or sit locked in ancient chests. Sometimes it hides right in the spare change of everyday life. So imagine this moment. A simple 10-cent coin struck in 1999. A year when millions of dimes were produced across the United States Mint. A year when technology was changing the world. Was preparing for a new century. People were busy thinking about the new millennium, and the Philadelphia Mint was operating at full speed, pushing out massive quantities of circulation coins. But among all those everyday dimes, among the countless pieces created to move through cash registers, pockets, buses, shops, and hands of millions of Americans, something happened, something slipped through the machinery, something was overlooked, unnoticed, unplanned, and that tiny overlooked detail turned an ordinary coin into a legendary one now known among collectors as the 1999 Liberty Dime anomaly. A coin whose errors stacked together in such a rare combination that its value skyrocketed into the realm of once-in-a-lifetime discoveries. Collectors today talk about this coin almost in whispers, as if mentioning it out loud might disturb the mystery around it. The foundation of its value lies in how incredibly unique the minting mistakes are, the kind that rarely survive and almost never appear in the hands of the public. It all begins with the basic structure of the dime itself. The obverse features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by the legendary sculptor John R. Cynic, representing a symbol of leadership during a challenging time in American history. The reverse holds the torch, the olive branch, and the oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. But something unusual happened during the production of this particular dime, something that distorted these iconic symbols in ways that only the most trained eyes can detect at first glance. But once uncovered, those errors change everything. The primary error myth surrounding the 1999 Liberty Dime is the misaligned die strike, a shift so precise yet so visibly off that the rim appears slightly distorted, creating a faint crescent-like distortion around the outer edge. But that alone isn't what sends collectors into a frenzy. The real magic appears when examining the reverse, where the torch and branches seem to hold microscopic doubling not seen in normal circulation strikes, subtle at first, almost like the ghost of a second image hiding behind the primary one. Many argue this double strike effect is the result of a rare moment when the die bounced due to mechanical vibration during one specific batch of production, leaving behind a second faint outline that was never meant to exist. But the story gets more intense when the Philadelphia Mint mark itself comes under scrutiny. The P marking on the lower right side, normally clear and perfectly placed, appears slightly slanted and unusually thick, almost as if the mint mark punch pressed deeper than intended, or possibly shifted ever so slightly mid-press. This rare type of mint mark distortion is extremely unusual, especially for modern coins made after the 1990s, because by that time the mint process had improved drastically, reducing the chances of human-influenced errors. Yet somehow, this 1999 dime escaped quality control with one of the strangest mint mark anomalies ever documented. Collectors say that the combination of misaligned strike, doubled reverse elements, distorted mint mark, and unusual rim pressure created a perfect storm of minting irregularities, so unique that only a tiny number of these coins ever left the mint. Some experts even assume that fewer than 4 or 5 examples might exist at most, maybe even just one confirmed piece in pristine high-grade condition. That scarcity alone is enough to elevate any coin into elite collector status. But what truly rockets its value into the stratosphere is the condition in which the known specimen has survived. Reportedly discovered in a small group of high-grade uncirculated coins, this dime shows lustrous surfaces, sharp details, and minimal contact marks, characteristics that are nearly impossible to find on a coin that was never intentionally produced as a collectible. Now imagine how collectors react when a coin meant for everyday circulation displays extremely rare errors, maintains exceptional condition, carries a historical story tied to late-century minting, and appears so infrequently that many seasoned experts doubt another one will ever be found. This combination is exactly why the 1999 P. Liberty dime has climbed to a staggering estimated market value of $114 million in private valuation circles. Because rarity is powerful, history is powerful, error combinations are powerful, but when all three combine into one tiny 10-cent piece, its worth becomes something legendary. Something that transcends ordinary numismatics and enters the realm of modern treasure. Part of the fascination comes from how something so small can hide such dramatic value. People imagine treasure in grand forms, gold bars, ancient relics, silver ingots, and historic crowns, but this story reminds everyone that the most amazing finds sometimes hide in the most unexpected places. Someone years ago may have held this dime without realizing its destiny. It may have passed through change jars, wallets, pockets, and counters, unnoticed, unappreciated, its incredible rarity sleeping beneath the surface, waiting for the right collector to notice the subtle imperfections that reveal its true identity. The history of 1999 itself adds another layer to its charm. It was the final year before the millennium change, a symbolic moment in time where old systems were closing and new eras were beginning. People across the world were preparing for the year 2000, technology was evolving rapidly, and the future felt like it was rushing forward faster than ever. Yet, in that same fast-moving environment, a tiny dime quietly slipped into existence carrying a mistake so profound it would not be fully understood until much later. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its efficiency and precision, unknowingly created one of the most astonishing mint errors in modern American numismatic history, and that is why collectors today call it a phantom dime, a ghost strike, a miracle minting, a piece that should never have existed yet somehow survived. Some describe it as a glitch frozen in metal, a brief accident captured forever in copper-nickel clarity. Others emphasize its role as a symbol of hidden opportunity, a reminder that extraordinary things can come from ordinary beginnings. And many collectors simply marvel at how a simple dime can represent $114 million in potential value, transforming it into one of the most coveted era coins in the world.